allegedly setting fire. Yes, setting fire to a woman in a New York City subway. We must warn you, this video is graphic. We're going to show you once so you know what we're talking about. The NYPD accusing him of approaching a woman sleeping on a stationary train and lighting her clothes on fire with a lighter earlier yesterday before sitting on a bench and watching her burn to death. Our next guest was just in New York City earlier this month, meeting with Mayor Adams about the illegal immigrant crisis. Incoming border czar Tom Homan. Tom, I know you were in Phoenix. You were caught up in the big speech yesterday and the president's first extensive remarks about his agenda. But from what I just told you, what are your thoughts?
Well, look, this is another example of an illegal alien killing American citizens. It's almost a daily occurrence now. You know, because historic number of criminal aliens walking the streets because of this administration's policy in sanctuary jurisdictions and lax immigration enforcement. ICE has their hands tied. Secretary Mayorkas have given them priorities that they can't even go arrest an illegal alien anymore unless he's convicted of a serious crime. Then maybe they can arrest him. So this is on this administration. As far as Governor Hochul, shame on her. She supports sanctuary status in that state. She welcomed thousands of illegal aliens to her state. She sent them to Buffalo and Syracuse. Murders occurred by illegal aliens in Buffalo and Syracuse. She has a green light law. ICE and CBP can't even work with local law enforcement. Local law enforcement can't even share DMV data with these people. So Governor Hochul, shame on you. There's nothing you can say that's going to make this right in New York.
All right. You didn't get a chance to see Secretary Mayorkas in his exit interview on CBS. Talked about how proud he is that the border is down to 50,000. So the problem is virtually solved. Here's what he said, though, when pressed by Margaret Brennan about how he loses track of children. Watch.
We certainly have received reports of children being trafficked, even those as to whom we know where they are. That is outside the responsibility of the Department of Homeland Security. Of course, we investigate cases of trafficking. But there are children who are reunited with a parent here in the United States or a legal guardian, and they move, and sometimes the government loses track.
So does that explain everything? What should I know about his statement?
It's nothing but lies. Nothing but lies. Border numbers aren't down. They're just putting them through the CBP One app and the CHNV app. You add those programs together, what Border Patrol's catching in the gotaways, we're still have historic numbers. They were bragging the other day that ICE has over 247,000 removals, the most in a decade. No, they don't. If you look at the data, 80% of them were Border Patrol apprehensions that ICE just simply put across the border. ICE interior enforcement numbers are historic lows. And as far as the children, another lie. Under his guidance, under his leadership, first of all, it's his policies that caused over 500,000 of children being smuggled in this country, trafficked in this country, and they lost track with 340,000 of them. His lips are moving, he's lying, and he needs to be held accountable. Nothing he said in that interview is truthful.
And the thing is, Tom, it's not because he's naive. He knows he's not telling the truth. He worked for you. He was down there before, and he'll go ahead and implemented these problems and these policies anyway. And he also knew who to blame. Listen to this.
Summer of last year, border crossings were at record highs. Now they've dropped to the lowest level of the Biden administration. How much of that drop off is because Mexico is now stopping migrants from even getting to that southern border of the United States?
That is critically one element of it. It is not the only element of it. The president took executive action in June of this year. That has been a key driver of the low number of encounters at our border. We are now delivering to the incoming administration a southern border at which the number of individuals encountered is well below the level experienced in 2019, the last year before the pandemic.
Your thoughts about this?
Another lie. the numbers are not down like they claim they are because they've taken thousands of illegal aliens, bring them to our city, straight to the airports on the CHNV program, straight into our airports from countries. Same illegal alien population, but they divide them in 3 buckets. Let's bring thousands to our airports through CHNV. Let's bring thousands a day to the CBP1 app, and we're still catching thousands a day by the Border Patrol. He's lying. They take the same illegal alien population, divide them in 3 different buckets. So the encounters are not down to historic levels, like you said. And bottom line is, it isn't about the number of people you deport, it's about the number of people you release in this country. Over 8 million illegal aliens you release in this country, and that's why we have the crime rate we have today, and that's why, look, you know what's going to fix this whole problem? President Trump's going to fix this issue, because we're going to shut the border down, we're going to have the largest deportation operation this country's ever seen, and we will find over 340,000 children that you lost track of, that you released to unvetted sponsors. Many are in sex trafficking, many in forced labor. We will rescue those children that you traffic into the United States.
Lastly, is this whole thing because of worldwide migration, and they just happen to be president, and he happens to be in office when this migration was just moving around the planet?
Look, under President Trump, we had historic lows in illegal immigration. We had the most secure border in our lifetime. They came into office and purposely, by design, unsecured the border, wrote 90 executive orders abolishing everything we did to give us the most secure border in our lifetime. This wasn't an accident. This wasn't his management. This was on purpose. He needs to be held accountable.
So the illegal immigrants pride themselves on knowing American politics and knowing how to work it. I hope they're watching now. And the word is, if they are, they will turn around and they'll go back home because they're not getting in. Tom Homan, thanks so much. It was a quick turnaround, and we appreciate you coming up.